Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show, giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It's presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy. That's me, Larry Steinhouse. Hey, today is Tuesday, November 30th, and welcome to the show. By the way, we're here live, or we will be live tomorrow on WWDB AM radio in Philadelphia, and we're live on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. And just remember, if you're watching online, remember to hit that share button, hit that like button, and of course you can comment live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe also to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Money Chat Now is brought to you by Investor Schooling, and of course you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. There you will learn about real estate investing and stock options trading from those who do it every day. All right, so on today's show we're going to be discussing the futures and the market update. We're going to be talking about the fact that Jack Dorsey is stepping down from Twitter. We're going to say, hey, I call this segment Biden Fixed It. And you'll actually be surprised that I didn't blast him in this one. We're also going to be talking about Amazon package deliveries. Facebook is in trouble again, and the possible government shutdown. We're also going to be talking about a company called HashiCorp, and we're going to be talking about today's tips. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So it appears it's going to be an ugly day today. Yesterday, the Dow popped back after a whipsaw, but it doesn't look too good today. It looks kind of ugly. In fact, I kind of feared this was going to happen. I predicted a bad down day right about now, actually. I was saying in the classes, and I was saying, hey, it's going to be a bad down day right about now. However, last week we had the surprise Omicron scare that caused another down day. And look, today's down day, I got to tell you, is probably the normal down day, which is the ending of earnings season, the market getting boring, and of course, the debt ceiling vote problem coming up in about 2 weeks. Omicron is certainly on the minds of investors, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be a temporary thing, and I expect the market to steady. Some of the experts today are saying that the market futures look ugly because of the fear of Omicron and what it means for the vaccines and boosters. I don't really think it's an issue. I think it's going to be pretty normal. All right, right now, let's talk about the futures and where we are right now. So the Dow it's actually not that bad compared to what it was earlier. The Dow futures are right around minus 300. And I got to tell you, they were down over 500 when I got at the office today preparing for the show, so that's pretty good. The S&P is only down 33, and the NASDAQ is only down 58. It might not be as bad of a day as I thought it was going to be, and that might be a big plus. Let's talk a little bit about Jack Dorsey and Twitter. So the breaking news yesterday was about Twitter, when Jack Dorsey stepped down. And look, this came as a surprise, especially for the fact that he stepped down abruptly and immediately. I don't know, whenever I hear abruptly and immediately, I get worried. Yesterday, when this was announced, Twitter stock shares were halted on the stock exchange, and they were halted for about 20 minutes. And usually when a stock gets halted, it means that a huge number of transactions or a huge number of huge price changes happen due to new information on the stock. In the morning, Twitter, with the rest of the market, was up. And then when the announcement came, the stock moved up just a little bit. It was halted, and then it moved down slightly. The announcement, although sudden, appears to have little effect on the stock, so I really wouldn't worry about it too much. In a statement, Jack Dorsey said, "I've decided to leave Twitter because I believe the company is ready to move on from its founders." That was it. That's all he said about the issue. I don't know, man. That makes me think there's something else going on, but I don't really think it's a big deal. Anyway, it doesn't sound like, it should have been an immediate decision. I wonder what really happened. Anyway, the new CEO will be Parag Agrawal. He is currently Twitter's Chief Technology Officer. So for those who don't know, Jack Dorsey is also the CEO of Square, a credit card processing company. He was actually running both companies at the same time. I personally think that's impressive, but some may think it caused a conflict of interest. Square stock hardly affected by the move and remains pretty stable for the year without much movement. And also Jack Dorsey wants to get very involved in crypto, so that may be part of what's going on here. By the way, I still like Twitter as a play, and if it falls below 30, I would definitely say to jump all over it. I think it's a great play. All right, I'm going to title this segment Biden Fixed It. So you guys know about my about how I feel about him, but I got to tell you something. Let's talk about it. I'm going to go right and insult him anyway. Apparently, President Poopy Pants has been getting better advice from his cabinet of troublemakers. He made an announcement yesterday that he does not expect any lockdowns because of the new moronic variant. I'm sorry, the Omicron variant. You know, that's an anagram for moronic. I'm guessing that he realizes no one will listen to him anyway, and he doesn't need the votes anymore, so hey, let freedom ring. The stock market took off yesterday after this announcement. Of course, many countries, including the United States, stopped all incoming traffic from South Africa just in case. By the way, interestingly enough, I remember when Trump did this and he was called a racist. In fact, I remember when Trump introduced the vaccine and Biden said he would never get a vaccine that Trump introduced. So weird how quickly the American public forgets. Anyway, some of the stocks inched forward. They were travel stocks, but they didn't move much. In fact, it's killing me. The tech sector really benefited from this announcement. However, that's not really what's supposed to happen. That means that either Wall Street is concerned with the variant and how it will affect stocks, or it was just a normal rotation. So I'm going to tell you, I think there's some other things going on here. I don't think it's just about Omicron. Either way, I believe the Warren Buffett rule of get greedy when others are fearful. So I'm going to white knuckle it through my traffic stock plays because they are a little bit rough. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Amazon. Amazon is currently in a position to be the #1 package delivery company, soon to dwarf UPS and FedEx. You've seen all those Amazon trucks. By the way, they look a lot nicer than the brown UPS trucks. Amazon has been steadily building up its vast logistics and fulfillment operations since 2013. The holiday fiasco, which left its packages stranded in the hands of outside carriers. So if you remember in 2013, they couldn't deliver their packages because FedEx and UPS were kind of like, we don't care. Its shipping operations are growing fast, Amazon that is. Bank of America analysts predict Amazon delivered 58% of its own packages in 2019, making it the 4th largest delivery service nationwide. By last August, Amazon was estimated to be delivering 66% of its own packages. Most of the packages in the world come from Amazon, so 66 of its own packages are pretty good, right? Amazon in-house delivery operations have become a major advantage during this year's holiday shopping season, which has been particularly challenging due to the ongoing coronavirus, scamdemic, a global supply chain crunch, and labor shortages. Beyond leveraging its own trucks and planes, Amazon has been shipping goods to new ports to avoid blockages. So if you want to avoid the backup in California, just order from Amazon. Why not, right? Sure. These things don't happen overnight, said Dave Clark, CEO of Amazon Consumer Business. We've been building the logistics infrastructure, the technology platform that drives it, for 2 decades now. So we walked into the pandemic, I have to use his word, in a really good place. Some people aren't fans of Amazon, but I have to tell you that this proves that there are still businesses who make their own way. It reminds me of the stories I heard of railroads and oil from the turn of the century. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the stories about Rockefeller and Carnegie, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. These guys fighting over the oil business and the train business, it was brilliant. Anyway, Amazon is a stock that's going to keep going up. I really wish it would split so I can get another run at it. These prices are in the 3,500 range, and it makes it difficult for a stock options play. However, I remember 2008 when it broke 1,000, and I kind of wished it would split then. Oh, it's terrible. Oh. All right, let's talk about Facebook being in trouble again. Meta Platforms, the owner of Facebook, also owns a company called Giphy. Although I've never used the Giphy app, it's basically what's used to make those animated scenes or movie clips that are used by many as comments or posts on Facebook and other social media platforms. So whenever you click that button that says GIF next to it, that comes from, apparently it comes from this app called Giphy. So silly regulators in the UK are concerned that Meta, Facebook, right, would now have the power to limit GIFs to only their platforms like Instagram or Facebook. Really? The regulators feel this limited competition among other social media platforms and therefore gives Meta Facebook platform an unfair advantage. I have to tell you guys, Facebook is like nothing else. I'm still trying to figure out how to use Twitter, and it's 20 years now. All right, maybe not that long. In a statement, a Meta spokesperson said, "We disagree with this decision. We're reviewing the decision and considering all options, including an appeal." Meanwhile, the court order is forcing the sale of Giphy platforms, and that would be a considerable problem for Meta, as they already put it all together in their system. So now they have to unwind it from all of their systems and platforms. It's going to be a mess. Anyway, my guess is they're simply going to use the technology, so they're going to steal the technology from Giphy and form their own GIF creating software called, I don't know, GIF-et. Who cares? It doesn't even matter, right? Because they're going to have the software anyway. Anyway, that's the way things work in corporate land. You know that. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll talk about some other things when we get back. I just want to thank you once again that we, all right, you know what I mean. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from two Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829. Of course, thank you for tomorrow. We're going to be transmitting on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia. And if you're watching online, please hit the share button so you can help your friends learn about how to make more money. This is what we do. We teach people how to make more money, right? Hit the like button. Let me know you enjoy the show. And of course, you can leave comments on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and I'll try to respond to them. I just want to recognize, hey, Damien, thanks for watching. Thanks, Bill, for watching, too. I don't know who the other guy is. He's got some weirdo name, but he's insulting my outfit. So that's always fun. Hey, look, I pay a lot of money to have these outfits. If you believe that, that's good. Whatever. Okay. All right. So let's talk about what's going on next in the world. So far, we've been discussing the futures and the market update. So the futures are actually hurting again. They're about down 369 for the Dow. The S&P is down 41, and of course the Nasdaq now is down 83. It looked like it was going to come back a little bit. It did come back from the 500 that it was down earlier, but it's not that great. So I'm not too happy about that. We talked about Jack Dorsey stepping down from Twitter. We talked about Biden basically saying, hey, it's not going to be any lockdowns. We talked about Amazon. We talked about Facebook. And now we're going to talk a little bit about the government shutdown or possible government shutdown and a company called HashiCorp. And I see that Damien uses HashiCorp, and we're going to talk about that as well. And then, of course, we're going to get into some today's stock tips. All right, let's get into the second half of the show, and we're going to start with the most important thing right now, which is the government shutdown information. All right, as we discussed in the first half of the show, it's that time again. The time where the government has to vote on increasing the budget and the deficit in order to keep the government running and keep the employees on payroll. I gotta tell you, this silliness happens so often that now the writers of the articles that relate to this story, they just need to change the date in the article. That's how often they're writing this story, right? However, this time the Democrats are trying to hold the government hostage by saying they want to also pass the Build Back Better plan introduced by Pelosi and her lapdog Biden. It looks like they will probably pass a temporary extension until January or February, and that's pretty common. But we have other votes that are related to the debt ceiling coming up as well. These will determine if the government can pay its obligations to pensions, Social Security benefits, and other already voted on payments that must be made. This is a very important vote, by the way. This will cause turmoil in the market over the next 2 weeks, but it'll also come back to normal about mid-December. So hold on there. Take advantage of the bargains right now, because there are a lot of bargains right now. All right. By the way, Tommy, thanks for telling me my jacket looks good. This other guy, he just doesn't know how to dress like I do. By the way, it's been a great year for IPOs this year, and another IPO is on the horizon. A company named HashiCorp, which is a company that helps manage large companies on the cloud. It sounds like Damien, who's watching, has some information on this company as well. As we know, almost all the companies are using a portion of cloud storage to manage and control their company's software and services. The big players in the market are Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure. HashiCorp is basically an intermediate software or service that helps manage these giants for companies using the service of cloud software. My guess is the company is going to become a giant and the stock will soar in a few years. Think about this, right? The metaverse is coming, and although the idea of me living in a virtual world scares me, we're definitely on our way, and we would definitely be living in that virtual world. If you haven't seen the movie Surrogates, see the movie Surrogates and just picture that in a virtual world, and that's what we're coming to. The giant cloud storage companies are going to hold all of our virtual worlds, and HashiCorp will definitely be a large player in this world. They will be offering one of the most important parts of the puzzle, and that will be security. By the way, the shares are expected to be opening between 68 and 72 a share, valuing the company at $13 billion. The company will trade on the NASDAQ under the symbol HCP, and I gotta tell you, I'm actually looking forward to this one. It might be a good one. All right, so if you guys, we're gonna be taking a break. I'm coming back up. I'm gonna be talking about some of my favorite stock picks, and we'll talk to you in a minute. In another minute, and another minute, and another minute. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know I love this show. If you guys are really enjoying watching this show, be ready to watch this show. We're going to be live tomorrow on WWDB, and we're currently having technical difficulties, so I may just skip the commercial. So let's go on. We're going to sit there, and hold on, wait a minute. We might get it. No, there it goes. Investor schooling needs a new slogan.
Investor schooling? Never heard of.
Investor schooling?
Never heard of.
Investor schooling? Never heard of them.
Any suggestions? Phil?
Investor schooling. We never heard of you either.
Investor Schooling. We never heard of you either. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
Investor schooling. Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling? Those guys are everywhere.
Investor schooling?
Those guys are everywhere.
Investor Schooling. Those guys are everywhere. Register for a free class at investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. Hey, that guy who commented on my jacket, did you see the jacket I was wearing in the commercial? That's even more fun, right? All right, I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse, and so far we've been discussing the futures and the market update, and the futures are tanking again. It's down 385 right now. The S&P is down 42, and the NASDAQ down about 80, so not good. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out today. Hopefully it'll bounce back a little bit, but I'm not happy. All right, we've also been talking about the fact that Jack Dorsey stepped down from Twitter. We talked about the fact that Biden made a good decision. At least he announced that we're not going to close the borders, which is smart. We also talked about Amazon's package delivery, which is becoming the largest delivery service in America. It's pretty awesome. So Facebook is in trouble again. We talked about them and Giphy. We talked about the fact that the government might shut down, and of course HashiCorp's IPO. So coming up is today's stock picks and plays. But first of all, did you hit the share button? Come on, let everybody know what great stocks are coming by sharing this information. Hit that share button, Joe. Thanks for watching. Hit that share button, Tom. Thanks for watching. Hit that share button, Bill. Come on, everybody online, hit that share button. There you go, right? And of course, you can leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and LinkedIn. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to the channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know to rule the stock market. All right, let's talk about some great tips. Here comes the ugly days. This is going to be a bumpy ride for a few days, so just hang in there. The funny part is these are the days that are day traders' favorite. If you're a day trader, you're going to love these days. These are the times when the market goes up and down quickly, and if you time it right, you can pull off a few bucks in every movement. It looks like the futures are moving down again, almost 400 down, so here we go. All right, let's talk a little bit about some good plays into this mess. I have to tell you, this is bargain hunting days. And it's almost at a point in time in the market that I refer to what I call the dead zone. So I actually call this point the dead zone, and I teach this in investor schooling. This is where the money managers start to get bored with the stocks as they reach the center point of earnings announcement dates. Look for some stocks that announced earnings between 30 and 45 days ago, and these will be the bargains. Right now, my plays would be Meta, which of course is Facebook. And I gotta tell you, it's in a great range, hovering pre-market around 335. I'd love to see it go below 330, but I still think it's a great price at 335. Roku. Roku is one I haven't talked about in a while. Roku is a really great play right now. It was a big hit during the COVID scamdemic and, of course, government overreach, along with Netflix. But I like Roku because they're a huge customer base and their price is still way below the price of Netflix. When you consider that Netflix is a $294 billion company and Roku is only a $30 billion company, Roku has a lot of room to grow. I'm still all in on airline and cruise stocks, but damn, is it hurt this morning. They definitely gonna recover in the spring, but I'm gonna have to be like, they're going down and going down. But hey, what are you gonna do? You can't always buy at the bottom. All right, let's talk about the crypto scene, and at least something is looking good today. Bitcoin, actually, the last time I looked, Bitcoin was up even more. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin's right around 58,000, and Ether moved up quite a bit. It's right around 4,600, which is pretty wild. Shiba is also moving, and it popped to 53 millionth of a cent. I made a couple of bucks on it. That was a good play. I'm also holding Dogecoin as it rests at 22 cents, and AMP is the other one that I'm holding at 6.1 cents. So it's not bad. Gold and silver also moved up. Gold is around 1,800 and silver's around 23.8 probably. Now here's something interesting. The T-bond actually moved down. The 10-year Treasury bond actually moved down to 1.44%. Now the reason I bring this up because it usually means that tech stocks will bounce up. Now we're gonna have to see how that plays out today and tomorrow because once again, we're in a down day and we got this, we kind of got a pause in the market. I'm not really calling it a COVID problem. I think it's just a regular pause in the market. But by the way, if anybody out there has made money with some of the stock tips that we discussed in this show, please leave a comment. So if you've made any money, leave a comment. Did you hit that share button? Come on, did you hit that like button? Let me know if you like the show. Let me know that all your friends should be watching it too. And don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting live on WWDB Radio tomorrow. So if you guys want to listen on the radio, you can listen as well if you're in your car, and you'll absolutely be able to hear the show as well. Thanks for listening to Money Chat Now, and thanks for watching on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook, and don't forget to listen tomorrow. From time to time, I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show. The opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to make them. Thanks again. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I look forward to giving you lots of tips tomorrow at 7:30 and on the next episode of Money Chat Now. So have a profitable day. We will see you tomorrow.